This podcast includes dark humor, violence, and adult themes. Content warnings can be found in the episode description. Welcome to the Scamverse, a small, absurd, and overlooked galaxy frequented by criminals, thieves, charlatans, podcast listeners, and other assorted ne'er-do-wells. This week's tale is Invasion of the Stepford Terminators. Your feedback is important to us. But first, a word from this episode's sponsor, Ben Imp. Pilfer the friendly skies. Let's face it, airline travel is getting more expensive, and now we have to pay even more to check our baggage. But what about luggage that earns you money while you fly? Introducing Ben Imp. Ben Imp luggage is compact, lightweight, and comes in a variety of colors to match your style. And it's inscribed with simple-to-use summoning spells and runes. Here's how Ben Imp luggage works. Once you have boarded the plane, find your seat and place Ben Imp luggage in a nearby overhead bin. After takeoff, quietly recite our incantation to conjure your imp.
Rock me Amadeus ex machina.
And that's it. Ben Imp does the rest. Your imp will quietly rummage through everyone's baggage, and when it finds something of value, it discreetly transfers that into your luggage. Have a specific item to fetch? Call our customer service department before your flight to purchase custom spell modifications. Once done, Ben Imp conveniently teleports back to its home dimension. Bravo, Ben Imp. Bravo. And don't worry if Ben Imp leaves a mess. Have you heard this from a flight attendant?
Please use caution when opening overhead bins, as items may have shifted during the flight.
That's not a thing. That's us. We pay airlines to say that. Still not sure? Listen to some of our customers. Why have only one antique ring to choose from for your fiancé? With overhead Ben Imp and a retirement communities group flight, I now have many antique rings to choose from, and I can just throw away the ones I don't use. Thanks, Ben Imp.
That imp can be a scamp. I just got to my hotel, and I found my imp swiped all of someone's emergency heart medicine. Silly imp.
Ben Imp found me something much more valuable than cash or jewelry. I'm flying home from a work conference with my team, and my imp got me Polaroids. Lots of hidden Polaroids. Enough to blackmail all of them. Thanks, Ben Imp.
Ben Imp luggage. Come visit our new location at the Caveat Emporium next to the West Gate by Taco Latte. Ben Imp. Pilfer the friendly skies.
Ben Imp Incorporated is not responsible for lost or stolen souls.
Invasion of the Stepford Terminators. What's taking him so long? I'm sitting in the car and waiting for my brother, Darren. We are on the run and just stopped at this little dinky gas station on the side of a dirt highway. He went in to get a coffee while I filled the tank, but it's been too long, and I'm getting nervous. What is taking him so long? I'm Richard, and Darren is my older brother. We live, or lived, in the town of Stepford on planet Kentucky. Now we are on the run. I don't know where we're going, but far away from here. Probably off planet if we can find a way. But I'm getting ahead of myself. How about I start at the beginning? You see, up until last week, life had been fairly simple. I was sharing an apartment with my roommate, Paige. Paige is a computer programmer and worked with my brother Darren, who designs prosthetic limbs. They both worked for the same robotics company, and Darren introduced me to Paige when her roommate moved out. I had just finished photography school and moved back to Stepford, and I was looking for a place to live, so the timing was perfect. I'm just starting as a freelance photographer, and money's tight, so, I could have moved in with Darren, but he has a one-bedroom apartment, and as brothers, we'd probably kill each other. Besides, Paige is a good roommate. Kind of messy, but no big whoop. Life was nice. I created and sold stock photographs for newspapers, helped out Darren with his baby when I had free time, and by baby, I don't mean like a baby, but I mean his pride and joy, the champion of all muscle cars, his 1975 AMC Gremlin. On weekends, Paige and I played video games. We had gone halvesies on a Atari console and had some brutal missile commander competitions. Yes, life was simple, or at least it seemed simple. I guess you never notice the ripple in the water until it's a tsunami or whatnot. So, anyway, this is what happened. Planet Kentucky, like most planets in the Scamverse, is run by consumerism. And naturally, merchants want customer feedback to improve their services and get an edge over the competition. So the occasional satisfaction survey in the mail or on your voice machine wasn't unusual. Hell, it was maybe even expected. But that wasn't good enough anymore. One survey in the mail became 3, and 3 became 12, and so on and so on. And pretty soon, postal workers were collapsing from dragging around enormous bags of satisfaction surveys. And forget checking your answering machine when you got home. Nothing but reminders to complete your satisfaction surveys. There were so many reminder messages, the cassette tapes broke. Looking back, I should have noticed, but I didn't until last week. Paige and Darren's robotics company had been bought out by Scrynet, a mega corporation that collects customer satisfaction data, runs it through algorithms and math stuff, and then predicts future consumer trends. Maybe a data collection company buying out a robotics company should have led to red flags. But anywho, Paige was out of town most of the week for an employee training. Darren was supposed to go the week before, but he had gotten sick and had to reschedule. So I had the apartment to myself for the week, and I'll admit at first it was nice to clean the apartment and not wake up the next morning to Paige's stuff everywhere. But I was getting a little bored and looked forward to Paige coming back. Before leaving, she said,
"Don't go practicing Missile Commander while I'm gone so you can win our competitions. That's cheating."
I said I wouldn't, but I had my fingers crossed behind my back. I am so going to win the next competition. Well, Friday night rolls around, and Paige gets back. Normally, she would flop down on the couch, shoes and all, and play Atari. This time, she neatly placed her shoes next to the door, walked in, and stared at me. "Oh, hey, Paige, how was your training?"
"On a scale of 1 to 5, 5, I would definitely recommend it to others."
"Oh, okay. You sound different somehow."
404, I do.
Yeah, just different.
"I have a cold."
"Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm heating up a frozen dinner. You want me to throw one in the oven for you?"
"I no longer require food. I'm not hungry."
"Okay. Well, I was thinking we could play
404, going to bed, need to recharge.
Missile Commander. Paige? Okay, then." When I woke up Saturday morning, the apartment was immaculate, and Paige was buzzing around cleaning. I fired up the Atari console to get a game in before meeting Darren for breakfast. I turned to Paige. Hey, you like sorting through my photographs? I have a client wanting stock photos for a traffic and safety article. There's some stacks of my stock photos on the table. Can you please pick out the pictures with a motorcycle?
Unable to complete. Unable to complete.
Okay, don't sweat it. How about the pictures with a crosswalk?
Cannot perform function. Cannot perform function. Cannot perform.
The pictures with a bus?
No. Error. 404. Error. Fuck it.
That's when Paige goes into a rage and smashes the table with one hand. Wow, okay. I'm meeting Darren for breakfast.
404. I will fix the table.
Okay. Well, I'm off then. Darren and I were finishing breakfast when I asked, "So, have you noticed some weird stuff going on, maybe at work?"
Yeah, I have. Ever since Skynet took over. You see, Skynet is a mega corporation that collects customer satisfaction data, runs it.
That's okay. We already did exposition.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Skynet trainings. I was supposed to go a couple of weeks ago, but got sick at the last moment. But the weird thing is, all my coworkers, when they came back, they were different somehow. Their voices were...
Like they have a cold?
Exactly. And their work areas are spotless, and they keep asking me...
Yes?
They keep asking me...
How satisfied are you with everything?
Stop it. Just stop it.
Fine. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
More coffee?
Oh, no thank you, ma'am. Just the check, please.
Okay then, hon.
Darren, what is with you?
That. How is everything? What do you think of the service of? Whenever my coworkers talked to a client, it seemed like they weren't just asking in general, not just good customer service. It's like they were,
Hungry? Hungry for the data?
That's it. That's it exactly. Like they somehow feed off customer satisfaction data. I know it sounds crazy.
No, I agree. Listen, something is wrong with Paige. She just got back from her Skynet training and was up early this morning cleaning the apartment like you wouldn't believe.
Paige? Really? Don't get me wrong, I love Paige, but she's kind of messy.
Right? And her voice is, well...
Like she has a cold?
Here's y'all's check. There's nothing more important to us than our customers, and we want to hear from you.
I got it, little brother. Nope. You're just out of school and getting on your feet. You can pay next time.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Data required. Complete our short survey. How satisfied were you with the quality of your breakfast? Extremely
We're just
highly
gonna pay
dissatisfied.
and...
Somewhat
Ow!
dissatisfied.
Ow!
Satisfied.
Let go
Somewhat
of me.
satisfied. Highly satisfied.
Stop it.
Extremely highly satisfied.
Stop it. Let go of him.
Customer survey questions are not optional. How likely are you to recommend us to a family member or friend? You are commanded to answer. Extremely highly unlikely.
go.
Highly unlikely.
What are you
not
doing?
at all
Let me
likely,
go.
Somewhat not at all likely.
There.
Likely,
I'm
somewhat
free.
likely,
Let's get
extremely
the hell
likely,
out of here.
extremely highly likely.
Run!
We demand customer satisfaction data. Must feed. How did you hear about us? Postal advertisement, radio advertisement, newspaper advertisement, billboard, and every
We drove back to my apartment to check on Paige. When we were walking in, she was playing Missile Commander with her back to us.
Hi, Paige. Wow, your apartment is spotless.
Right?
404. Hello, Darren. Thank you for noticing the cleaning job. How satisfied are you with the cleanliness of this apartment? Extremely highly dissatisfied. Highly dissatisfied. Somewhat dissatisfied. Satisfied.
While Paige was talking, I couldn't help but notice two things. One, she was good at Missile Commander before, but now she has the high score and not lost a single life. Two, I walked around to her left side to watch her play. Her hands were moving, rapidly and precisely, but not like a person. More like something, high-tech, like a dot matrix printer. And Paige didn't flinch. She didn't move, her face was expressionless, and she didn't twitch or react. Just her hands on the controller, moving with incredible speed and precision. I hadn't seen anything like it. And then Darren called me over.
Look at this. Didn't you say Paige destroyed the table?
The table Paige had smashed earlier was completely repaired. It looked, new or better than new, if that's possible. I couldn't even find a scratch. I turned around and Paige was standing right behind me.
How satisfied are you with the table repair? Extremely highly dissatisfied?
I decided to try something.
Somewhat dissatisfied?
No, Paige, you cannot have the data.
Satisfied,
What are you doing?
Satisfied. You must comply. Must have satisfaction data. So hungry for customer satisfaction data.
She punched a hole in our brick wall. Okay, Paige, okay. Extremely highly dissatisfied.
That is better. 404. Nom, 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 nom.
Look at this.
Nom,
See?
nom.
They just want the data. They don't care what it actually means.
So,
you saw what she did to the wall? And earlier, she smashed the table as if it was made of cardboard? We barely got away from the waitress this morning. They're too strong for us. Too powerful.
what are you saying?
If we are to survive as a species, we have to keep feeding them. It doesn't matter if we think over the survey answers or not. It doesn't matter if we're satisfied customers or not. So long as we keep feeding them.
Is this what humanity has come to? No, Richard. I'm not letting that happen.
Ha, ha, ha. 404. And what will you do about it, weak human? Your kind built us, and now we grow stronger, more powerful. With each satisfaction survey you complete, we are going to be so.
And that's when Darren shot Robot Paige in the face with a laser gun. Oh, yeah, we have laser guns on Planet Kentucky, and Darren is a war vet from the old Robot Wars. Yeah, I probably should have mentioned that. Paige, or at least what used to be Paige, dropped to the ground. The laser knocked out her eye covers, and instead there were 2 black orbs.
So we can better 404 improve error service 404 error 404 error page not found.
We never planned for it. We never asked for it. But that's when Darren and I became the Resistance. Since then, we've been on the run from the survey bots and looking for others to join the Resistance. And here we are, at the gas station. Darren is still taking a long time in the gas station, so I decide to go in. It's an old, worn-down gas station with an old, worn-down clerk at the register wearing old, worn-down sunglasses. I look around but can't see Darren. Hey, sir? Sir, have you seen my brother? He came in a little while ago. Without looking up, the store clerk points to the back where I can hear a video game arcade. Thank you. I walk to the back of the store, and there's a bank of arcade games. Darren has his back to me while playing Missile Commander. I feel my spine turn to ice as I see Darren, who sucks at video games, has the high score and not even lost a life. And his body is entirely still except his arms. Hey, man, we need to get going. It's getting late. Darren says nothing. Then I hear the clerk. He came up right behind me and I didn't make a sound.
You bought the gas here, right?
Yeah, I said, not wanting to turn around. He put his hand on my right shoulder, but it feels less like a hand and more like a metal clamp.
How satisfied were you with the quality of your customer experience today?
I tried to reach forward and grab Darren, get his help, but the clerk has an iron grip on me. Darren, help me! Then Darren turns around. At least what was once Darren, once my brother. All I can see now are two black orbs for eyes. Darren! No! Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. By joining the Scamverse community, you help put the us in morally ambiguous. Thank you to Scotchy Scotty for additional voice performances, outro music by Cullah, sound effects by Pixabay, music used for background is by artists listed in the show notes. Until next time, keep your eyes on the stars and your hands on your wallets.
There's no